Hi, my name's Ishmael and today we're going to be talking about a way you can improve the appeal of your rental property in future-proofing your property. So, how can you improve the rentability of your rental property? Well, one way to improve the rentability of your rental property and appeal of it is if you have off-road parking. Now, if you don't have off-road parking, that's fine, but off-road parking is obviously a great appeal to people in certain areas because most people have one car and actually more than 50% of the population in the UK actually have 2 cars per household. So really you want 2 off-road parking spaces. Now if you can manage to get 1, that's great. If you can get 2, it's even better. But people would prefer off-road parking to a front garden, so keep that in mind when you've got a house that you're getting and it's got a front garden. See, can I drop the curb? Can I put an off-road parking? Can I put a driveway in? And if you can, that's great. Also in the modern market, people want gardens. So make sure there is some sort of a back garden. Doesn't have to be big, but some sort of a back garden, some sort of outside space. And also, since COVID, people also want home offices. So that's not something you can really change in a house, but it's something you might want to consider if you're buying a rental property. But I would say garden first, home office second, because that seems to be the way that people are looking at the moment. So, I believe one of the best ways for future-proofing your properties is if you have a driveway, and this is a big if, because not every property has a driveway, but you should be putting in electric charging points. Especially, and this is a big one, especially if your rental property income is over £1,000 a month. You really need to be putting one in. If it's under, you should still be considering it. If the area is property prices of around 200,000, 250,000, you definitely should be putting one in. Even if the property prices are a lot lower, you need to look at the type of houses in the area and you need to go, right, what houses are in the area and what is the quality of my house in comparison? So if you say that the average house price in the area is £130,000, then if your house is around about £130,000 plus, you should be putting in an electric charging point. Why? Because people who are going to be renting those houses and more expensive houses are going to be looking at possible electric vehicles or hybrid vehicles or plug-in hybrids. And if they're looking at these sort of vehicles, they would consider not having it or consider having it if you had that. Now, how does it actually change the rental income or rental price? It doesn't change the rental income. However, if you have, for example, a house with an electric charging point, a house without an electric car charging point, which one are they going to go for? You'll be surprised to find they'll go for the one with an electric charging point, even if they have no electric car. And why is that? Because when they look at the advert and they see that you have an electric charging point and the other one doesn't, then they'll go, ah, you've got an electric charging point. If we are deciding to get a hybrid car or a plug-in electric car, at least now we have the option of getting one, because people might be considering it in a rental property, but they can't because they don't have the charging point. And so what do? They don't get the hybrid car they want. They don't get the vehicle they want until they can find a house that has one. Now, as far as I'm aware, there is very few houses in the UK, the rental properties, that have electric charging points. Now, I don't know what the figure exactly is, but personally I would reckon it's extremely low. I would reckon it's probably under 1% of all properties in the UK that are rental properties have electric charging points. Now, if you are in that 0.1% market, you have a niche. You have a very good opportunity in your market. You could probably charge a little bit more. I wouldn't suggest charging more, but I would suggest saying if you have one, that's great. So if you can, make sure you install an electric charging point in your property to make it more appealable for renters and make them think twice about going renewable. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, whack that bell notification icon, get notified of videos like this one, like the other ones, motivational, property related videos each and every week. Now, why am I talking about electric charging points? There's one final thing. The government has announced that rental properties are going to be eligible for £350 off their one charging point cost. So they'll contribute up to £350 off the installation of an electric charging point. Now this is for rental properties if someone owns, leases or rents an electric vehicle at that property and they have off-street parking. So if you've got the off-street parking, like I said, and you or one of the tenants own, lease or rent, you are going to be eligible for £350 off your installation of the electric charging point, which is another reason why you should go and put an electric charging point in your rental property.